Hello guys. As you know, in the wonderful world of EDC, there are a lot of items to choose from, um, ranging from sort of £5 up to hundreds or maybe more. But it's got me thinking lately, what do we really need in daily life? Especially you go on your local trips or within within the city, for example. It's got me thinking a little bit of the sort of minimum items that are really going to help you out. As we know, there's some really weird and wonderful items, um, but some of them are they just gimmicks or flashy, expensive items, overly priced. You know, so I've compiled a little kit here, um, which for me I can get by with. Um, so maybe you're new to EDC or you got a tight budget. And this is an example of the things I think are what we really need. Okay, other than the phone, um, which I'm filming on at the moment, I've got a watch there, the Citizen ProMaster, uh, perfectly functionable, analog, glows in the dark well. For me, it looks nice. Custom strap. Yeah, does the job. Okay, little carabiner. I normally have my keys on this. Uh, like I say, no more to say about that really. Okay, pouch. You could get a lot of pouches, which for me are quite unnecessarily expensive. This is a Viper pouch. I think it's about sort of £30, but for the most part, you could get similar sort of pouches, generic, uh, not so well known, for like £10 and under on Amazon or these sort of places. Okay, right in the front, I've got a pen. Any pen will do really, as long as it's functional, works. It's going to do for the majority of people within a city. And notepad, always useful, yeah. Obviously, you got a pen. It's helpful to have a place to write something down. Okay. Onto the inside. Right, obviously, I'm going to be taking my phone. It's always useful to have a power bank, yeah, for that or any other electronic items you might have with you. The world these days, everyone's pretty much got a phone. So, like I say, it's always useful. If not for yourself, maybe your mate or whoever. Okay, got travel mirror. Maybe on the way to meet someone or you're on your way to work. Sometimes it's nice just to have a little look. Make sure you've got no rubbish on your face, like this, for example. Okay, basic torch. This one's an ever-ready torch. Yeah, no frills. I know you've got torch on your phone, but no frills. Basic backup. Um, it's with batteries, so most shops or petrol stations, places like this within the UK, we've got batteries. So if your phone dies for whatever reason, and you're really unlucky and the batteries die on this as well, you can always get them fairly simply. Next up, we've got a lighter. Yeah, if you smoke or your friend smokes or even in some situation, the chances, for me personally, I think the chances of you needing to use it for a survival situation, um, especially if you live living or working within a city, pretty slim, but always useful to have just for whatever reason. Yeah, great. Just a generic pry bar here. We know we could get some really nice pry bars, yeah. Many videos and whatever on YouTube showing this, but for this, it's probably about £5, yeah. Does the job, no frills once again, you know what I mean? But very useful item. Right. Finally, right, almost finally, got a small multi-tool, okay? We've got scissors, one of my personally most used items within any multi-tool. Okay, we've got, go to the outside. Got a small blade, yeah, it is a slip joint, so be careful. And other than that, there's flat point screwdriver and a nail file, maybe a board you just want to make yourself look nice. Okay, finally, on this one, small pair of tweezers as well. Maybe got something stuck in your hand or something like this. Okay, that's the Leatherman style CS. Yeah. Um, Alternative to that is the Victorinox. Basically, these sort of tools you might be able to pick up, not necessarily the same models. This is the classic SD. I don't know if I mentioned that already. Um, but whichever one, for me personally, I think having a small blade, a small pair of scissors, and a flat point screwdriver, yeah, on on any sort of multi tool is going to be the things that you use the most, realistically. Um, Depending on your maybe your work, your job, of course, you know what I mean. But for most people, something like this, small, it's not going to scare anybody. Yeah, simple, useful. Okay. Finally, the pouch itself. You need something to hold these items in. Yeah, I like to keep it neat and tidy in a pouch. Pack it in there. It goes in the jacket pocket quite simply. Yeah, you'll get the idea there. Um, I don't like to fill them too much. Always leave a bit of space. Maybe you need some other items. Everyone's different, you know. We've all got sort of different needs, but I think this, other than maybe a small sort of packable spoon, yeah, I think this is going to get you out of most situations. Obviously, space on the back for credit cards and some coins. It's always good to have a bit of cash with you as well, in my opinion, just in case you go to. Sometimes, you know, I mean, you might go to some cash points for whatever reason they might be closed. Um, yeah, cash is king sometimes. Finally, just a small bandana or cloth. Very simple to pack up small. Yeah, you can use it for numerous items. Um, that's about it really. If you've got any ideas or other things that I might be able to sort of minimal kit yourself, you know, I realise there's a lot more experienced people out there. It's always good to hear other people's ideas as well, you know what I mean? And share within the EDC community. Okay then, guys.